Hello, Retroverse fans. Jason Seacrest here, your humble host. I know I do a lot of Laserdisc stuff, but you know, the Retroverse is a little bit bigger than that, and I'm going to expand a little bit because I've got other projects to do, and what you see here is one of them. This is a controller that connects to this box, and I bought this box locally, and I'll go into more details about this later, but there's tons and tons of games on this, and the reason this qualifies as retro is because there's a MAME32 emulator on here with, you know, hundreds and hundreds of ROMs, all those stand-up arcade classics that we all enjoyed back in the day. There's Atari 2600 on here, the 5200, I think the 5200 is on here, the 7800, ColecoVision, Television, etc. All the retro stuff, right, is on here. And I'll showcase that in a little bit, but what's happened is the controllers, I have kids, and as they play, my 6-year-old jumps up, pulls the cord, and what's happened is I have a break here because this data cord here goes to the stress relief, and I think what's happened is there's a break. So I've got it plugged in, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Now you're probably asking, well, why don't you just go and get another controller? These are kind of cheap controllers, right? It came with the box. Whoops, that's okay. Put those back in. Well, these particular controllers have an analog button on it, which allows them to work as if they were analog controllers with those old games, right? I have a PS3 controller, and it does not work well with these games because it's obviously digital and it's wireless and all that stuff. So, excuse me, that's why this is kind of important. I mean, I could probably find these online, but might as well fix it, right? All that's wrong, I believe, is the cord. So there's a little tiny LED light, and if that analog button is pushed, you can see it's on, right? Good, okay. And the minute I mess with this wire, it turns off. That's the problem. And when the analog button is switched off, the controller doesn't work right. It doesn't respond properly, right? So the break should be right here where that stress relief was. We're gonna cut that. I gotta desolder these wires out of the pinholes there, strip it back, and then put it in, and we'll see where we get from there. I'm pretty sure that'll fix the problem. Of course, you can only do that so many times because you'll run out of cord, right? But let's get things set up and get that going. All right, so searching for my wire cutters, I must have taken them up to the shop because this is all I can find right now. And these suck, but I'm gonna use them. Not ideal, I know this, but like I said, my wire cutters are at the shop. All right, get the soldering iron heated up so we can pull these wires out. The green one out. Black one. There we go. Now, all right, now we're gonna have to strip back, set this aside. Don't need that right now either. We're gonna strip back about that much right there. This thing sucks, but I'm gonna have to go through because it is a little bit on the messy side. I'm not gonna lie. Since it's kind of a hatchet job, I'm just gonna go in and make sure that I didn't cross, jump. Any of these. So by some miracle, that cruddy job works. You can see I'm moving it around, pinching it. Still staying on, so that's a good thing. That is a good thing. So we're gonna put it back together. Okay, I've got the pieces back in. I just wanted to show you real quick how the stress relief works here. You see the cord comes in, wraps around these two posts, and that's pretty much it. Oh, that's all there is to it. But that's where the break happened on the stress relief, right? So all this back in there, and I'm just gonna put the other side back on, and these buttons here, and then we'll plug it in and test it.
Oh yeah.
All right. I've got my assistant here, Julian, but the controls do seem to be working. You're using the joystick? Yeah, all right. Firing, very good. And I've already tested the other buttons, make sure I can back out of this. Now, I told you everyone I would kind of showcase this box here. It's T95.
Analog is good.
It's running Emulac emulator on there, and there's tons of stuff in this thing. The guy here in Florida makes these, and of course you can buy other variations of this as well. I've been really pleased with this. There's a main 32 emulator on there, and that's what he's playing right there. Hey Jules, can you press the select and start twice? Back out. There you go. So Emulac, I think that's how you say it. Can you press 3 and back out one more? Yeah. So this is the main 32, and then you can see all these other systems that are on here. Absolutely fantastic. I've had this thing for over a year, and no problems with it. It does work with wireless controllers. I'm cheap and don't want to spend $50 for wireless controllers. I've been trying to find something to work with it. But again, what's important, and this is what I was trying to show you, was if that analog light, if it's off, a lot of these games don't work right. So the analog button on these controllers need to work. And of course, if you're going to use a wireless controller, you need something that has a similar feature, I guess, or an analog button, or is just inherently can work with it. Yeah, there's tons on there, huh? So yeah, I would say this one's fixed. I've got the other one has the same problem. So this controller has the exact same problem. I'm gonna take it apart and cut the wire. I'm just surprised that butchered job of soldering that I did worked. So, but yeah, there you go.
Är det någon som sett min tvål? Skål!